let's do a story time today. So it's 2013 and I have just moved myself and my former husband across the country so that I could take time off from work and focus on my healing. So backstory here, I had this chronic mystery symptom for many years that I was trying desperately to heal, to get rid of, to fix, to basically just feel better. And this was like a chronic motion feeling, like a chronic dizziness that I had had off and on for so many years. I had been to the best doctors in the country. I had tried a lot of alternative methods and I saw some improvement, but I was really, really stuck. And so I had been trying to work with this symptom and it was exhausting. So one day I said to my then husband, like, hey, listen, I need a break. I need some uninterrupted time with myself to just figure this out, to rest, to heal, and get my energy back, get my vitality back, get my life back. And so he agreed, and we moved from Baltimore, Maryland, where we were living at the time, across the country to St. Louis. And when we got to St. Louis, I dove headfirst into healing. And since I had done so much on the medical side and the alternative medical side, I was ready for more of a spiritual healing, because I figured, well, you know what? The stuff that I had been trying, really I didn't see that many results from. So maybe it's time to dig deeper and see what emotionally or psychologically could be either causing or contributing to this dizziness that I was experiencing. And so where I started at the time, which is where most people start, is the New Age. And so I was diving into New Age concepts. I was doing a lot of reading, listening, watching YouTube, listening to podcasts. And what the New Age was telling me at the time was that my thoughts create my reality. And so it's not too far of a leap from that teaching to say, oh, well, if my thoughts are creating my reality, what I'm thinking must be the reason why I have this symptom, this illness. And that's what I was hearing at the time from the teachers that I was listening to. So I figured, okay, well, let me try this. Let me try focusing on my thoughts. Let's see how this goes. And so I did. I started to really focus on making sure that I was thinking positively, that if a negative thought came up, if a negative emotion came up, I would quickly try to shift it, try to get out of it, try to think something positive so that I could heal. And I did that for a long time. And what I noticed about my experience was that I was becoming really fearful of my thoughts. It was okay in the beginning, but eventually I became so hyper vigilant of my mind and my thoughts, and I became really, really scared and anxious, even more so than I already was. I was coming into this already with some baseline anxiety and nervousness, and the constant having to police my thoughts or always thinking about how I was feeling or my mental state, it really made me so afraid of my mind. I eventually found myself feeling so stiff and tense and clenched because I was trying so hard to control how I was thinking. And it was exhausting. And one day I remember I went back home to my in-laws at the time. And my mother-in-law gave me this book. It was a book by Anita Moorjani. And it was about her experience with this same exact kind of thing, taking these New Age teachings and feeling so fearful of her mind. And eventually she talks about her story of developing cancer and how she ultimately healed from that. But it really gave me permission to stop focusing so much on my thoughts, because what I truly needed at that time was self-acceptance, not self-judgment of my thoughts. I needed to just allow myself to be as I was, to feel as I was feeling, and to think what I was thinking in the moment. Now, I don't teach manifestation here. I don't teach law of attraction here. But if that were really a thing, if that were a truth of the universe, we wouldn't be manifesting. We wouldn't be creating our life based on our thoughts. There's actually something deeper happening, and those are beliefs. Because what I realized is thoughts are more surface level. they're very fleeting. You have a thought come in, it can just sit there for a second and poof, it's gone. Now, some thoughts stay around longer than others, but I realized that, again, if there really was something happening there, that it wasn't the thoughts that are creating our reality. It's the beliefs that we hold. Beliefs are much deeper. They're more static. They're more steady. Again, the thoughts are fleeting. It's more of a surface level experience. But what happens is we do carry around negative beliefs that can affect the way we live our lives. It can affect the choices we make, sometimes the imbalances that are in our system. But there's, again, a big difference between the thoughts, which is the surface level, and the deeper beliefs. Beliefs generate thoughts, but again, there's still a big difference there between the two. So once I started to address the underlying beliefs that I was carrying around, I was actually able to finally start healing and feeling better. And this was across the board. This went for my relationships, like all the other aspects of my life that I was having difficulty with at the time. So once I let go of trying to control my thoughts and focused on the beliefs, automatically my thoughts shifted and I ended up thinking more positively. But it wasn't because I was trying to control my thoughts. And the truth about this is most beliefs that we carry around they're subconscious. So sometimes there's a deeper belief and it triggers a conscious thought. But often these beliefs are things that we have no idea that we're carrying around. Like when I was doing this belief work on myself, and I still do, there's different layers of beliefs, and sometimes I had a belief that I have no idea was there. Now, it might have been manifesting in my life, like it might have been making it harder for me to let real love in or to be successful financially, but it was there nonetheless. And I might have had some ideas, some conscious thoughts reflecting or similar to this root core belief, but I wasn't aware that that was what I was believing about myself or about the world around me. So what I would suggest is if you are interested in healing any aspect of your life and you do feel drawn to that new age thinking about how thoughts create your reality, I would recommend that you go much deeper and address the beliefs, because once I did that, it was life-changing for me. The beliefs are fueling the thoughts. So if you don't address the beliefs, the thoughts are going to come and come and come, and they won't be any different than they were before. You can't really change your thinking by trying to control your mind like that. You have to get to the deeper root of where those thoughts are coming from. So if that's something you're interested in doing, that is the work that I do with my clients. I use an energy healing method to get to those root beliefs. We release them, it's quick, it's easy, and we install something positive, something that is realistic and true, so that you can have what you want in your life. So I'll leave the link to work with me here in the description. You can check that out. So just in closing here, I don't teach law of attraction, I don't teach manifestation, but there is definitely a reality to the fact that what we believe has an effect on our life. Because when you believe certain things, like when, for example, if you believe that you're not lovable, that's literally what you will experience, because our mind wants to be right. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that you're not lovable, you will move towards and seek out situations that prove that to yourself, because that's what our mind does. It wants to stay safe, it wants to stay comfortable, and it's like, ooh, if I don't believe I'm lovable, yes, that's exactly true. You're going to be drawn to those situations that prove that to you over and over again. So when you shift your unconscious belief, that's when you can make different choices and you'll see opportunities that you weren't able to see before. Speaking of subconscious blocks or subconscious negative beliefs, if you want to learn more about how these different blocks and different beliefs can affect your ability to find healthy love, then check out this video here.